Sabbath peace.
Sabbath peace.
It's another opportunity for us to hear and learn of the word of truth that's given to us by the Most High God. All honor goes to the Father through the Son, whose name is? You darn right. In him lies the only hope for salvation. We know that. No, I'm just saying, what's the next part?
It is obtained by grace.
Nope.
By faith through grace.
Nope.
What'd you say?
Yeah, we don't even know where you at. You stop talking.
Y'all supposed to get it.
In him lies.
The only hope for salvation.
Right. It is obtained. Yeah, Shanice was right.
No.
It is obtained by.
Nope.
Through faith. Yes, it
Is that the
is.
next part?
Yes, that's the next part.
Oh my goodness.
That is not the next part.
You're right, Shanice.
Is that the next part?
It is obtained
By grace through faith.
In him lies the only hope.
For salvation. It is obtained by
grace through faith.
That's what you said?
Not of works, lest anyone should
Yes,
boast.
that's what she said.
And then what?
These things
It
are
is
given to
given.
us freely as a gift.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then what?
You don't even know. You just want to say no to me. I'm gonna be quiet, bro.
No, what else?
Do your thing.
What else?
What else?
What else, James?
So all who obey him is given freely as a gift to all who obey him. We know that if you do not obey him,
is made manifest
that you do not
believe.
in this state.
In this state,
expect.
that's right. You should not expect no good thing from the Most High. However, anything you do receive.
What you got next?
Whether it be gift of tongues,
Gift of prophecy.
No, that's right. That's right. What else? Look, the kid darn guy. What else, TJ? Gift of tongue, gift of prophecy, or any what?
visions or dreams.
See, now you guys making up stuff.
Supernatural.
Any supernatural. What? Supernatural what? I don't know if it's a thing.
Gift.
Supernatural gifts.
Experience.
Experiences.
Right? Any supernatural experience that you what?
May have.
That you may have, can
And will.
be used against you.
In the day of judgment.
That's it?
Peace
Peace
to all
to
the saints
all
in
the
the room.
saints in the room.
He's
Peace
been here
to
twice, bro.
Peace
Give
to
him a
the
break.
saints who are watching. But no peace to the wicked. All we say for them is repent. Something like that.
Mm-hmm. That what?
That they hope that they will live.
TJ, you gonna retire me up here soon. I'm just trying to let you know, man.
Well done, good sir.
Alright. What were we talking about last week? Oh, well, before we talk about what we were talking about, somebody give me a New Testament book. Ask your mom to help you out. I just need a New Testament book. I need one book out of the New Testament. Ask your Uncle Daniel for some help.
I'm gonna do James.
All right, TJ, I need a number. 1 through 5. Right? 1 through 6, 1 through 5, 1 through 5, right?
5 or 4.
1 through 5.
5. I say
2? That's a good number for James, too. All right. I need 1 through, what, help me out, 40? 45 maybe? 42?
26, actually.
Ooh, goodness. That's way off. 26, that's all it is?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I need a number 1 through 26. All right. This is James chapter 2, verse 15. James chapter 2, verse 15. James chapter 2, verse 15.
If a brother or sister be
Zahar, be quiet, please.
If a brother or sister be naked or destitute of daily food, and one of you say to them, depart in peace,
Look at
be
this.
warmed and filled.
Who chose 15? Boy, that's a good verse to church. That thing put it right on the spot, didn't it? All right? It said if a brother or a sister be destitute of food. What does destitute mean?
Empty.
They don't have no food, right? So he's saying if a brother or a sister don't have any food, what you supposed to do? Or what you not supposed to do?
And one of you say unto them, depart in peace.
And so you just say, depart in peace. And what?
Be you warmed and filled.
Be you warmed and filled.
Notwithstanding, you give them not those things which are needful to the body.
You ever heard anybody say, I'm just going to speak it into existence? That's what he's talking about right here. He said, listen, if you have a brother or a sister who destitute of food, they need food, they want food, they're hungry, right? And your boy just look at them and say, depart in peace. Be ye warmed and filled. In other words, that's saying, I'm going to speak it into existence. I have faith that not only are you going to have peace, but you also going to have warmth. You're probably going to have a little house over your head, and you're going to have food to fill you up, right? That's it. That's their prayer for them. That's them speaking into existence. I'm having faith right now that I know you hungry right now. My faith says you going to walk out of here, walk right out of my house. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, and you going to be at peace. Your butt going to be warmed, and you're going to be filled with food. Praise God. Get your butt out now. Right? Watch this.
Notwithstanding, you give them not those things which are needful to the body.
He said, but your butt didn't give it to them. You told them that you praying for them to be at peace, warmed, and filled, but you personally didn't give them what was needed in their body. Watch this.
What does it profit? Even so, faith, if it has not works, is dead being alone.
Right? He said that doesn't profit anything, which makes sense, right? Is that really faith? I got bread right here in my kitchen, right? You need bread. My faith is saying, oh, no, you're going to find your bread somewhere, right? I believe that Daniel's going to have something to eat. Speak it into existence, bro. But I don't give him the bread right here. Do you really believe it? Because if you really believe that he's going to get something to eat, guess what? You just grab it, be like, oh, my belief is fulfilled. That easy. Here you go. Eat your food. That's faith. Because now you put it back on you. Let's say that was my last piece of bread. Well, now I have faith that if I get this to him, I'm going to still be able to eat myself. That's what Most High God is looking for. Put some skin in the game. That's faith. He said faith without works. He said, well, it don't have no profit. Watch this.
Even so, faith, if it has not works, is dead being alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works.
Mm-hmm.
Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works.
I will show thee my faith by my works.
Oh, is this lady at Veron Church trying to explain that thing?
Made a mess.
That thing was bad.
It
I was sitting there I was thinking to myself, I know they don't believe you don't have to do work. But she's reading this part, so I'm like, how is she gonna try to get out of this one?
But they acrobatic with the word,
That
on both
bad.
sides too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what that remind me? We're gonna go to Ephesians 2 after this. Cause that remind I just read right before Bible time, right before y'all start coming in. I just read some Hebrew dude. He was like, I'll tell you, we'll talk about it. Hold on. Let's finish this out. So the reason why Paul is telling us this, James is telling us this, is because faith has to come with work, right? He told you just very clearly, you show me, just read it again for me.
Yeah, a man may say thou hast faith and I have works.
Look, so he's saying a man may say, you have faith, but I have works, right? So they comparing it, right? You got faith, I got works. Watch this.
Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works.
Right? So he's saying, just to make, let's just level set. You go ahead and try to show me your faith without works. Right? You have faith, but you don't have any work. And I'm going to show you my faith by my works. One, I got to run my mouth because there's no there's no proof. There's no evidence for it. Right? So I got to run my mouth and tell you, oh, well, this is how much I believe God. And this is how much I do. Oh, and this is how much. And you know what it end up being? A lot like what you see at church. Just a bunch of people running their darn mouth. He's saying, I don't have to run my mouth. I'm going to show you by my works. I'm going to obey the Most High God. I'm going to follow the darn book. Right? I'm going to hold high the things that the Most High God hold high. I'm going to keep my integrity according to the book. Right? These are the things that you're going to see it. What we got right there? Give me Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. It's Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Y'all do me a favor down there. Keep it down, not too loud. It's Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. What does the book say?
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for.
So faith is the substance of things hoped for. Right? And the what?
The evidence of things not seen.
So if James is telling you, show me, not seen, your faith without works. Right? Show me your faith. Faith is the what?
Evidence of things hoped for.
Uh-huh.
Wait, faith is the substance of things hoped for.
So there's a substance to faith. Right? So the substance comes from what is hoped for. You can't see hope, right? Right? Hope is you can't see it. The glory of hope is something that you can't see it. It's in the future. If you can see it, all right, grab Romans chapter 8. All right, we're going to do a little bit of talking, and then we're going to get back to the book. This is Romans chapter 8. Help me out. I think I want verse 26, though. But it probably ain't 26, so maybe a little bit before that.
So faith comes by hearing?
No, that's not what I'm looking for right here. It's we might want to get that too, but that's 10. Right here, I'm looking for. What am I looking for?
Saved by hope.
Is that what it say? What verse is that? 24. That feel about right. Give me about 23. Give me about 22.
Yeah.
It's Romans 8 Romans chapter 8 verses 22.
For we know that the whole creation groans and travails in pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body. For we are saved by hope.
We are saved by hope.
But hope...
Hold on. How are we saved?
By hope.
You gotta have it, right? If you don't have hope, hope is another word for faith, right? So if you don't have hope, you can't be saved. So we are saved by hope. But watch this.
But hope that is seen is not hope.
If you can see the hope, guess what it's not? Hope. So that means you gotta be able to not see hope. All right, now go back to Hebrews 1. It feel complicated until you click. Once it click, it's simple. You like, oh, that's what it's been saying the whole time.
For what a man sees, why does he yet hope for it?
Right? Hope is something that you can't see, right? So now let's go back to Hebrews chapter 11. Then we're going to go back to James, and this whole thing about to line up and make sense. We just went 3 different books. Hebrews chapter, well, really James first, Hebrews chapter 11, and Romans 8. Potentially 3 different people talking to us. And watch how all this thing line up perfectly. This Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. We know hope cannot be seen. Matter of fact, if you can't see your hope, what does that mean?
It's not hope.
That means it's not hope. Right? So hope cannot be seen. Now watch what Hebrews chapter 11 start off with.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for.
So now, hope can't be seen. But faith equals the substance of things hoped for. So that means if you have hope, it's going to generate some type of substance that you can see. What substance could that be? Let's keep going.
The evidence of things not seen.
What evidence could come from hope, which can't be seen, right? What evidence might come from our hope? We have hope. What evidence might come from it? Let's go back to James. Watch this. Where are we at? James what?
James 2:18.
All right. This is James chapter 2, verse 18. Watch this. So Paul tells us in Romans that hope cannot be seen. Matter of fact, if you see hope, then it's really not hope, right? Then we go to Hebrews. Hebrews tell us, well, faith equals the substance of hope. Right? It's the evidence of things not seen. Hope can't be seen. So it's the evidence and the substance that come from your hope. All right. So then we go back to James, and James is going to tell us what?
A man may say thou hast faith and I have works.
A man might say you have faith, right? And I have work, right? Or vice versa, right?
Show me thy faith without your works, and I will show you my faith by my works.
Faith equals substance of what you cannot see. Man might say, I have faith, but no works. James is like, that don't make sense. The only way I can show you my faith is by what?
By my works.
So what are the works then?
The substance. The evidence.
That's the evidence of hope. If you don't have works, you don't have evidence. And if you don't have evidence, then guess what you don't have?
Faith.
You don't have faith. The only way you can have faith is by having the substance and the evidence of hope that can't be seen. And if you say you can see your hope, then it's not really hope. Therefore, you don't have substance. Therefore, you don't have faith. Therefore, you can't be saved. Because you have to be saved by what?
Hope.
They spend so much time trying to tell you it's not about works. It's not about works. And you know why? Because they make a mess of the same thing that the Hebrew tried to, all this stuff about the connect. And you see how that thing just happened? The Most High, look, watch it. Ephesians chapter 2. So this Hebrew dude, all this stuff about the connect. This Hebrew dude gonna come here, he is like, so now some Hebrew, he thought he was doing himself a good service too. Bless his darn heart. He said, some of these Hebrews will try to tell you that Paul, he thought he was defending Paul. He said some of these Hebrews will try to tell you that Paul was teaching that the law of God is enmity against Yah. I was like, is that what they telling y'all?
What?
He is like, I know that's what they try to tell y'all. And the Hebrews will also tell you that Yahushua not nailed the law to the cross. He is like, but that's a misunderstanding of what Paul's saying. So I was like, yeah, that's definitely a misunderstanding. Break it down, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, go ahead and show these boys, you know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead and explain. So that boy went on for about 3 or 4 paragraphs, bringing out like, here's the concordance, and this word mean this, and this word mean this, and they mistranslated this, and this is what it really say. He said at the end of it, this is what it really say. The image, and he just rewrote that thing, and that thing was dead wrong. I don't even remember. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I don't even remember what that thing was dead wrong. I was looking like, what type of foolishness? I ain't never seen nobody come up with nothing. That thing, let me see if I can find this thing real quick. That boy. I wish it would show you like the stuff you left a comment on, even if nobody replied to you.
You can go, if you go to your, there's a way to go to like your page and you can see where you commented on what you've been doing, like your activities.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it real quick. That thing. Give me Ephesians close to like when it what did we talking? This is Ephesians chapter 2. I need where Ephesians chapter 2. Would I say something different at first?
No, I thought you said 6, but I don't know.
Ephesians chapter 2. Give me where he started talking about faith, and faith without works is you know what I'm saying, like
just follow.
we are raised by saved by grace through faith. That's what I want. Where's that at? 8? All right, give me like 6. I'm gonna check my activity log and try to see, you know what I'm saying, what I did on here. Is this it? Oh yeah, this is it. Okay, look, this is what the boy said. Oh, this boy. I mean, he lit that thing up. Look at all this stuff. Goodness gracious. How you spend that much time just be dead wrong?
You typed all that?
Look at this. Picture and everything. Dead wrong though, bro. Look, I'm just gonna give you the conclusion of the darn matter. Watch it. That boy said, this is how it should read. Right? Real quick, give me 15. Give me Ephesians chapter 2, verse 15 and 16. Watch it. This is what it actually say. Only verse 15 and 16. Watch this.
Having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments contained in ordinances.
Right? So he said, abolishing the law, even the law and enmity, even the law and commandments contained in ordinances. Go ahead.
For to make in himself of twain one new man, so making peace.
Mm-hmm.
and that he might reconcile both unto God in one body by the cross, having slain the enmity thereby, and came and preached peace to you which were far off, and to them that were near. For through, you said only 15, 16?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
All right, so this is verse 15 according to him. This is his New Hebrew Testament, right? You know, here we go. Abolishing the enmity, he put that in all capital letters, the hatred and the opposition to the law, the commandments, and the ordinances through his own flesh, in order to create himself one new man from the two, making peace, that would reconcile both in one body to Yahuwah through the sacrifice, having killed the enmity through himself. Not quite.
I don't even know what he's saying.
Right? Basically what he's saying is the enmity that was killed is our opposition to the law. Right? And so he reworded it to say that. That's not what Paul was saying. It's close, but that's not what Paul, he went through all of this to try to change it. Now let's read it and let's see if what Paul say actually makes sense to exactly the way he said it. Right? Go ahead.
Having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments contained in ordinances, for to make himself of two one new man, so making peace.
Where is the enmity? He thinks that the enmity is between, he thinks this is saying, if you read it that way, he thinks that's saying there's enmity between God and the law. Is that what that said?
No.
He said in his flesh.
Right.
Is that what it said? In his flesh, there's enmity.
Right.
So what would that enmity be? Enmity is like, it's just at variance. You against it, right? Enmity mean like, you know, we say on sight. We see somebody like, oh, when I see you, it's on sight.
The flesh.
Why would the flesh be an enmity with the law?
Because the law is spirit.
Right.
The law what?
The spirit.
Okay, and why would it be an enmity with it though? What specifically about the law?
The flesh can't coexist with the spirit.
But what specifically about the written law would cause that? I mean, at the end of it, the Spirit wrote the law, right? But what specifically about the law would cause the flesh, right, us, to be against the law?
The curses, the punishment, the judgment.
We're not going to obey it. So now that puts up two things that are against each other, which creates the wall. That's what the man is saying. You ain't got to do all this hocus pocus to try to figure that out. This thing ain't saying nothing about no enmity. You ain't got to reword it to make it. It never said nothing between enmity and the Most High God. It never said nothing like that. Just tell these people that when people say, just telling you wrong and you misread it. These boys go through all these acrobatic. Let me show you. You look at it very simply. You got the law, right? It condemns sin, right? Puts a curse on you if you sin. Okay, so then as soon as you sin, the law is against you. Enmity, period. Yahushua dies. Did he nail, the other piece he said he nailed the cross, right? Nailed the law to the cross. Did he nail the law to the cross? Give me Colossians chapter 2. These boys just need a whole lesson in the law. They make that they claim to fame the law. Don't know nothing about no darn law. Just open up a whole class, just law. That's what we should do. Every darn Sabbath, we should have 2-hour classes, back to back. You know, sometimes you can schedule class, you just like back to back. We just do that 2 hour, same class, back to back on the law. Just like, listen, just you schedule it, get in. I should charge them for it too. You know what I'm saying? It's free for Christians. For Hebrew, that's $10.99. You know what I'm saying? I need that whole thing too. Put them on payment plans for it. You know they ain't got it.
They broke, bro? Is that what you said?
Yeah, them boys broke. We all broke.
If you're a descendant of a slave.
You know, that's part of our curse. We all broke. I ain't got it either. This Colossians chapter 2, what I want, 14? Colossians chapter 2, verse 14.
They did a study saying 50% of America's homeless is black, but we only make up 14% of the country's population. That's pretty bad.
Bro, we got like 1.2% of the wealth.
Yeah, we got a cent. Like compared to like white people, we have a cent of what they have.
Like 1.2% of the wealth. That's like,
yeah. Okay.
Ridiculous.
And you got black folks around here acting like, you know what I'm saying, we doing all right. That ain't great.
all we gotta do is open up more businesses.
With 1.2% of the wealth?
What type of silly stuff is that? I ain't never seen. What business you gonna open?
Really?
We gonna be doing darn tax businesses, credit businesses, clothing companies, darn. What else we got? You know what I'm saying? Carpet cleaning. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna be doing that type of stuff for the rest of our darn life. And you never gonna see any of those businesses actually change a community of people. Ever. You can never scale any of those businesses up. We gonna be cutting hair. All these, like, these are things we limited to because wealth has already captured the other things.
Yep, that's true.
I can't just go come up with a Facebook. Well, Mark Zuckerberg, why can't you do it? Mark Zuckerberg's parents, one is a darn physician, and the other one, what was the other one?
Some credit.
One was a physician. I think the other one was a lawyer.
And he's Jewish, ain't he?
Oh, man, he ain't, don't even get me started there.
Your hair's itchy.
Right? These boys, it ain't the same playing field.
His Donald Trump parents loaned him $1 million.
How did you get a loan that you didn't pay back from your parent for $1 million? Could you imagine that?
That's cool.
What's the most money you ever asked your mama?
$10.
I mean, the most you ever asked from your mom. You just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, mom, let me, you know what I mean? 100? All right, what's the most you ever asked your mom?
I'm thinking, maybe like $100.
$100?
Maybe 100 or less.
100
You know
or
what I'm saying? Not even 100. I
couldn't
had
even-
my own job.
I couldn't even imagine ask my mom for more than $100. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure my mama giving me some money. I can't.
One time I had to ask
I
her
can't
for
recall.
$80 and she gave it to me and I gave it back.
I just can't recall. Like, I'm thinking, I can't recall my mama
Bro,
ever
I was giving my mama money.
give
when
me
I
no
was-
real money.
I was giving my mama money when I was like 19, 18.
I mean, when I was a kid, she gave me a little couple dollars here and there.
I was like,
But like,
That's
I'm
not
like,
since I've been an adult, I don't even know if I can even imagine asking my mom for
Matter of
some money.
fact, since I've been an adult, she's been asking me for money. And
What's the most you hit your mom off with?
The most I hit moms off with a couple hundred.
Couple hundred.
Probably 2, 3, maybe.
Ooh, I paid for her to get her dreads started.
That's at least a couple hundreds.
12.
1,200.
That's
Start
crazy.
dreads.
That's darn crazy.
1,200?
Sister locks.
That's darn crazy.
That's crazy.
It's not crazy.
Who started my life?
That's
I think it was
darn
like
crazy.
$30.
Monique could have started her.
What you got?
The
What?
sister locks are
What you got? What's the most you ever given your mama?
Well, if we added it up,
Really is the most I gave her. What's that?
whatever.
She didn't give her mama no money until she met me.
That
was like-
no, that was one of the things that
Yeah,
I
I'm about
was
to say,
thinking
that's-
about.
that's why
was
she
that
fell in love
I was
with me.
giving my mom money, and you were trying to tell me that I'm crippling her and not really
No,
helping
that's
her.
not true. I tell her,
That
I was
is
like,
true.
let me say it. My mom didn't say that if you watching. You know what I'm saying? I used to tell her, I used to be like, man, go ahead and give her some money. I used to tell her, we got it, just go and give her to her. We be, you know what I'm saying? That's how we do it, right? Now, couple hundred, 12, I think I think I gave my mom, I bought my mom that car.
You bought 2 cars.
Okay. No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Okay, whatever. 2 cars. Let's say that's $2,000 because I didn't buy no expensive cars. You know what I'm saying? So let's say that's $2,000. That's a lot. Like, I was doing something with that. Well, I did that. Whoo! You know what I'm saying? I'm the best son on the block. You know what I'm talking about? Now, imagine your parent coming down and say, oh, no, just make sure you handle this $1 million right. Could you? That? Can't even. Okay. You be responsible with this $1 million.
Don't even hurt her.
Yeah,
Don't even put a dick.
I mean, that ain't even, that's just like, you know what I'm saying? That's all it is. It's just like, 1 million, For us? Goodness great. I mean, if I give you, I'm shivering as I'm buying this car for my mom. Goodness great, I don't know what this gonna do. I'm like, let me just close. You know, when you spending money, you don't even want to look at your account because you know you ain't got it.
I made 2 payments.
You know what I'm talking about? You just be like, look, it happened. I'll find out about it later. You know what I'm saying? I'll figure the rest of it out. Because when you ain't got it, you don't even want to stress yourself out. Be looking like, I know I ain't got it. So you just make a rash and stiff and just do it. That's such a G. These boys handing out 50 G's easy. It's people at my job talking about people, other employee, co-worker, talking about, yeah, why don't you just loan me, I have a nice business plan. Why don't you just, maybe 50 G? And they entertaining the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Just like right in front of me, I just be looking at the guy like, oh, I'm broke. Oh, like I'm just a different type of broke. Cause y'all sitting there playing. This just like a fun conversation for y'all. You talk to me about 50 G's, I'll be like, yeah, okay, give me 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Like no, for real. This is what I'm saying. When I pay my house off, you know what I'm saying, I might have something. Then give me 30 years. These boys talking about, oh yeah, no, 50 G's. How soon do you think you'll have it back? I don't know, maybe 6-7 months. I'm like, that's a different type of shit. I said, it's just a different type. So I don't make what you make, right? Because I don't. These people be talking. I be sitting there, I be trying to tell them. I'm like, yeah, I'm complaining about my wife. She's like, yeah, she's throwing a big old party, this, that, and that. I'm like, no, you have to throw a party for the kids every year. And then as soon as they said that, I was like, why am I talking to them about this? They don't understand. This ain't even, I was like, go ahead, lay it on me. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, you know what I'm saying? She about to lay it on me. Oh, we do this every year for the kids. And sometimes we take them to Paris. And sometimes we like, I'm sitting there like,
y'all work together.
You work the same position I work. I could never go to Paris. Like, what are you talking about? Every year these people take these like 3-week vacations and going. This girl just started at my job. Just started. And she told my job, she said, she worked one position lower than me actually, right? She came and she said, I'd like to start, but December I have a vacation that's already planned, 3 weeks.
What?
Right?
You gotta let them know ahead of time.
That's not even the crazy part, right? The crazy part is that's all unpaid. Now,
wait,
just me. If I'm starting a new job,
I was just about to say that's why I'm like, what?
And I'm taking 3 weeks unpaid for a vacation. Like me, I need an extra 3 weeks paid to pay for the vacation. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta work double time for 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Just to afford this vacation. She's saying, no, I don't even need that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no problem. We good. Like it's just different. And these are people, that's somebody that's under me. You know what I mean? So it's like, your husband got money. You got a nice little savings. And if you do got a nice little savings, I wonder who it came from. Right? Got a daddy like Donald Trump just say, you do well with this 1 million. These people are different. Right? These people, it's a lot of stuff that we see people doing and so, you know what I'm saying? Not our people, right? The stuff that we see our people doing is different. Like you gotta think about it. Our people, like you might see our people post and then they like taking vacations and all that stuff. And be like, man, they, you know what I'm saying, they living it up, man. They getting them experiences in. But you gotta understand, like, we live in social media era. So it's like, I'm gonna post a picture of me going on vacation, but I'm not posting a picture of me coming back home and staying with my mom. Right? It's like, it's a lot of stuff. I'm able to do like all these different things, but I'm not gonna give you like the negative impact of that.
Right.
Like, there's one person, I ain't gonna talk about him, but there's one person that we know, they started their clothing line, right? They nice clothing line, really doing it. And I was talking to her, I was like, how'd you do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, how'd you pull that off, this, that, and another? Man, honestly, I stayed with my grandma for 2 years. Like, it's what she had to do. She had to put herself in a position, and I don't even think she's ashamed of it. And there's nothing to be ashamed of.
No,
these people ought to be ashamed.
Right.
These people ought to be ashamed. We've been here this entire time, and we got 1.2% of the wealth, or whatever the number is. They ought to be ashamed. We shouldn't be ashamed for none of this stuff. And I don't think she is. You know what I'm saying? But I still, I ain't gonna mention her or whatever. But she said it openly. She was like, you know what I'm saying? I had to stay with my grandma, you know what I'm saying, for this long. She married, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to stay with my grandma for this long. And her husband just happened to go along with it. Her husband like, listen, I believe in your dream. So let's do it. Let's figure out what we got to do. Let's go ahead, you know what I'm saying? And she stacked enough money to launch her business. And it's still just, and not to belittle what she's doing, because it's a beautiful line and I love it. But it's still just a clothing line. Like, the chance of a clothing line scaling to a way where it changes anything except your own personal life is like slim to none. It can happen, right? It can happen. And that's what we shoot for. And I ain't saying don't shoot for it. I'm just saying that we shouldn't have to take all these long shots. Right?
What? That's right.
We take a long shot just because we want to. Like, we live on the worst bet ever.
Check the back.
That's our entire life. We make our living on the worst bet.
Never mind, son.
How you do bets, T?
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? When they be doing like the bets for like sports and stuff, how that thing work? What they be saying?
I don't know. I don't play crap.
You know what I'm saying? Like the odds or whatever. How them odds work?
The over under and the spread and the straight. I don't know.
Whatever the worst odd is, I don't know how to do it because I don't do that betting stuff either. But whatever the worst odds is, that's where we live at.
Okay.
The type of stuff that these other people like, if you going to bet on something, no, I'm not taking that bet. You know what I'm saying? Or they gonna offset that bet with a whole bunch of better bets. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my bet, like, just in case, but I'm really gonna make my money over here on these bets. Like, all we got is the long shot. All we got is that, you know what I'm saying, that 1 in a million chance. I guess that's the odd, right? That 1 in a million chance. Right? That's all we got. That's all we be shooting for, all we be aiming for. Making a fool out of ourselves. And letting these people sit here and make a fool out of us. It don't have to be that way. Right? They just need to give us our check. Right, TJ? They just need to cut us our check.
That's so.
Yeah. They owe us money. You know what's going on.
Are you saying they owe us money because how much land we built?
Yeah, kinda, right? They owe us money. They owe us money specifically, right? So like morally, they owe us money because of all the work that we did in this country without being paid, right? Morally. But technically, they don't have to pay us for capturing us and making us their slave. That's not why they have to pay us. Cause that's just war, right? They won. That is how it works, right? That's like us when we took over the Canaanites in our land. You know what I'm saying? Most High God told us to kill all the Canaanites. That's like the Canaanites coming back to us and be like, y'all owe us because y'all took our land. No, that don't make no darn sense. Most High God gave it to us. You know what I'm saying? What you mean? Most High God gave them this land too. Right? I mean, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? These people, they were given this land by the Most High God. Okay, so they got rid of the Indians, the Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? They made us slaves. They won. So I ain't even putting that in the bill. I ain't charging them for that. You won. They owe us because they said out of their mouth, we equal. And we deserve 40 acres and a mule for every family.
Promises that they never lived up to.
That's why they owe us. Yeah. Right? Because out of your own mouth, you said this is what we were. And sorry, Mr. America, I never got it.
Yeah, I'm reading them historic books about their testimonies, the old slaves' testimonies. I was like, yeah, we never got what they promised. He was like, this dude was like, I worked in the army. He was like, I worked for the Yankees. You know what I'm saying? I fought in the war. He was like, I served in the army for this many years. Everybody said I'm supposed to get a pension, but they never gave it to me. Mm-hmm. Worked in the army, did everything in the army. And what they told him, like, oh, you wasn't a soldier. But he was like, but I fought and worked in the army for like 20 years or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And they never gave it to him.
It's still like that, man. I just read an article, man. That article was nuts. This dude won a racial discrimination suit against his job, right? His employer. Came, got some checks, got 3 different checks. One, they say, was for like $59,000. One was like 20-something thousand. And the other one for like 13,000, right? So 3 separate checks. He went into his bank to cash the checks. It's the bank that he banks with normally. And he went to cash these checks. He just won a racial discrimination suit. Went in to cash these darn checks. And these people called the police on him. They refused to cash it and called the police on him. And said that he was asking for something that was out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying? So I kept reading. I wanted them to explain. It's a very detailed article. It's beautiful. I love the way the article was like laid out. All the information in the world was in there. They called around. They checked on everything. I love those type of articles. A lot of these articles nowadays are super lazy. They don't need no information. They be like 3 paragraphs and all that. I like when they you can say, okay, but we spoke to this person. Because they like at the beginning, part of his lawsuit is he can't disclose the amount that he won. But then they're like, but we called the bank. And you know what I'm saying? To talk to them people. And they say it was this many checks and this, that, and the other. So they got the amount that way. Technically, he good because he didn't disclose it. And they were sure to put that in there. And they, they found another way to get it. They spoke to the police involved. They spoke to everybody. Great article. But anyway, they said that this was the unordinary thing. He asked for 2 of the checks to be cash, and 1 he wanted, or 2 of the checks to be deposited, and 1 he wanted cash. The smallest one, he wanted the cash. Is that really unusual?
No.
They said, you know what else was unusual? He had 27 cents inside of his bank. How unusual is that for a black man?
Who's been with them for 2 years?
Y'all know his bank been like that the whole time. That's exactly what I was thinking. You know, every darn 2 weeks, he get an influx of money, and then that thing is gone the next darn day, and he got 27 cents. You know that's normal. Same darn pattern. Only time that pattern break is tax darn time. Y'all know what this is. These people always making a fool out of it. So I said, okay, what else is unusual? Is also, when we tried to verify the check, it came back as void. So I was like, why would a check that's legitimate come back as void? Because they tried to run it as a paycheck. So they ran it through like the paycheck system, and it didn't come back as a paycheck. But that's not the same as coming back void. Right? That's a totally different thing. It didn't check out in whatever system you tried to check it in, sure. But it didn't tell you it was a void check. That's a darn lie. But that's what they sticking to. So what's the normal process? We all cash checks, right? You know how you like cash a check and that's the first time you cash that check? What's the process?
And they got to hold it for a couple days?
Well, they hold it for a couple days, right? And what they say to you?
They got to verify it'll be available in like 2-3 days or something like that.
They might even give you like $100, you know what I'm saying? Be like, you can spend $100. That's it though. We're going to verify the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? Like my bank, they give you like, okay, first day we'll give you $100. You know what I'm saying? Second day you'll have available, you know what I'm saying, like maybe $200. You know what I'm saying? $300, $500. You know what I'm saying? And then third day or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like floated out there. Not this bank. You know what they chose to do? Because that would have solved the problem. Okay, we'll take the check. We gonna cash them. None of this will be available to you. I can't give you the cash right now. I know you want. I can't do that. None of this will be available to you until this. You can choose to cash it somewhere else if you want. We'll take it. We'll cash it. We'll do all that. But it's gonna take a couple of days for it to be available. Would have solved the problem. There's no loss to the bank. You ain't giving him nothing. You take it. If it turns out it's fake, you got him on camera. It's his account. He banks there. You know exactly who the man is. It's not like where's the loss? No. That wasn't enough. Guess what? We need to call the police on you. So the police come, start harassing the man.
Wow.
Then he called this lawyer. Same lawyer that got another suit. And now he got another suit against his bank. This boy about to be checked out. You know what I'm talking about? I take the check that they gave me right back to the bank too.
Why
Like, well, I was like, you want to cash this one for me? No. Call the police on me if you want to.
Like, why they behave? How come a black person can't get nothing? Like,
Bro, these people are ridiculous, bro.
Like, we can have anything.
That thing is ridiculous. That thing is like, what's his name? Babe, what's his name on The Office? Nah. Oscar.
Oscar Martinez?
Yeah. That's like Oscar. You remember he won that lawsuit against Michael?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and say it again. Buy me a new wardrobe. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's where we at. It's like, for what? That's what we get for winning. You understand? Like, the reason why I say that is because the mindset of these people, subconsciously, I'm sure the people who call the police on them, and they say a black lady did it, right? So I'm sure the people who call the police, and I don't know that the black lady really did it. That's just, probably who they pushed out there because like, oh no. I mean, they always do that thing. They be trying to do that thing to me at work. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody black acting up and they think it might be a lawsuit. Be like, Philip, would you like to? You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, nah, I'd rather not, actually. No, actually, he doesn't report to me. It has nothing to do with me, actually. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? But I get what they're trying to do. Like, if he delivers it, you know what I'm saying, then there's no issue. You know, there's no way that they'll, nah, actually, it has nothing to do with me. Sorry. Nah, I have another meeting right now. You know what I'm saying? These people. But that's what they do. They try to protect themselves because they know it's like, you know what I'm saying, you open yourself. So they're like, all right, well, I'll tell you what. You know what I'm saying? Look, you just say you did it. Right? And they probably did really run it by him. Right? They probably like, this thing came back and said this check ain't verified. What do you think, Shalonda? You know what I'm saying?
What is the process?
Shalonda, what do you think we should do about this? Shalonda probably looked at it. She don't know who she dealing with. She probably looked at it. Well, if it didn't come back, then it probably bad. You know what I'm saying? Probably a bad check. They're like, we think so too, Shalonda. Do you think we should call the police? I mean, do you think somebody stole something? You know, Shalonda is just a give. Do you think somebody stole? Oh, that's what we think. We'll call the police then, Shalonda. You know what I'm saying? He the boss. They put Shalonda out there. Now Shalonda got to deal with this foolishness. And now she under threat of her job. So you know she gonna fall in line. Our people ain't, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got darn nothing. So you know she gonna fall in line. Like, oh, well, you know, look like a bad check at the time. You know, it's that another. That's how these people get it. Even when we win, they after us. So we get the prompt 40 acres and the mule. They rocking with us when we fighting the war for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, these Negroes ain't so bad. Right? After that thing happened, it's like, nah, man, nah, you wasn't even a real soldier. What you mean?
You gotta watch the movie, bro.
What
It's
movie?
all relevant.
Just Mercy? You gotta work tomorrow?
Yes.
Bro, I don't feel like watching another corny.
First of all, nobody's even talking to you.
These movies always get it all wrong.
Why don't you just finish Demon Slayer, bro? Leave the adult stuff for the adult.
I know you ain't talking.
It's
been watching
Ephesians.
an adult show in like 10 years.
It's Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8.
Oh, bro, where my pen?
Where you at?
Then eventually we gotta actually get back to Esther.
We was on Colossians.
It's Colossians chapter 2, give me verse 14. It's Colossians chapter 2, verse 14.
Stay. Chapter 2, verse 14. Is there a big
Excuse me.
Blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, which was contrary to us, and took
All
it
right.
out of the way, nailing it to his cross.
So now, we got there. Let's go back. This is what it's all about. You gotta put what on top of what?
Precept on precept.
And line upon line, here a little, there. That's the only way this thing works. So now let's go back to Ephesians chapter 2, verse 15. Let's read that again.
Having abolished in his flesh
The enmity
even the law of commandments contained in ordinances.
contained in what?
In ordinances.
Okay, now let's go back to Colossians chapter 2, verse 14.
Blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, which was
The handwriting of ordinances that was what?
against us,
And that was what?
which was contrary to us.
Same thing as saying enmity, right? Contrary to us or to Yah?
To us.
It never said anything about the law being enmity with Yah. So now he went through all this exercise of rewording it and changing it, and in doing so, you changed what the man was actually saying. You think you're doing everybody a favor. You're not. You're changing what the man said. Don't change something just because you don't understand it. Sit your butt down and read. Watch this. Keep going. Colossians 2, verse 14.
Blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, which was contrary to us, and took it out of
The
the
only
way.
part of the law that's contrary to us is what?
The judgment.
The judgment, the condemnation, the curse. That's contrary to us. Why? Because we sin. The book say all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of the Most High God. Therefore, there's a curse on all. All have been put under, that's Romans 3. All have been put under the curse. Everybody, nobody gets by. Everybody been put under the curse. So that's that part that's contrary to it. Watch what he did with that part of it.
Blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, which was contrary to us, and took it out of the way, nailing it to his cross.
How does that work? Sure, it's saying that he did that, but how does that actually work? Break it down for me. Like, what actually happened? You got a man who lived his entire life in the flesh and did not sin. Right? So the flesh, which was contrary to the law, in him was tamed. He did it without sin. And then he took on the penalty of the law by going to death. By doing that, he nailed it to the cross. because he was a man who was just, who received the unjust man's penalty. So by doing that, he then takes the payment that all of us would have taken. By making a payment on another man's debt, what does that mean?
They owe us.
That is how it works. Right now, if I pay your debt, I now own your debt. Whatever it was that you wanted or that you didn't pay for, if I pay it, I am the owner of it. Whether it be a house, that's how mortgages work, right? Your mortgage, it goes to foreclosure. What happens? Somebody else comes in and does what?
Buy it.
And the house stay yours?
No.
But now if a man buy your house and he say, you know what? Oh, I didn't know you were still living here. Okay, I'll tell you what. Keep living here. Is the house yours? Mm-hmm. Now, you're paying him rent. Yep. So that's what y'all, you don't have to pay rent though, right? You don't have to.
You can leave.
You can leave.
Right.
So now that's the position we are with Yahweh Shew. Oh, we got grab. You might have to help me out. Hebrews maybe 8. Dan, you might have to help me out. I'm looking for at the hand of Moses, 2 witnesses. You know what I'm talking about, T?
Yeah.
Is that 8 or is that 10? It might not be either, honestly.
It might be 8.
You know what I'm saying? The hand at the mouth of 2 witnesses, or at the hand of 2 witnesses, they'd die under Moses or something like that.
So hard.
That's nasty.
That was disgusting.
That thing not supposed to be that loud.
You are disgusting.
All right.
So hard.
Who can bring an unclean thing out of a clean? I mean, who can bring a clean thing out of unclean? Not a one. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Not a one. You know that what Job. That what we reading right now in our Bible in a year. We reading Job. That's what I want to make a play out of. A lot of people don't understand Job. A lot of people don't understand Job. You look at Job. That thing throw people for a loop just the way it's written, and people don't picture it, don't get it. I love to make a play out of that. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do that one with the kids though, because it's too wordy. You know what I'm saying? But I love to make a play out of that and like kind of show people like this is what's happening. Because a lot of people don't know. If you just read it, at the end of it, God condemns Job's friends. It's like, why? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? What did they do wrong? And by reading what God said at the end, you can know what they did wrong. But a lot of people just reading it won't see what they did wrong. The only reason we know they did something wrong, because God said it. So that leads people to like start speculating, oh, this is what they did. Like, that's what Christians do. Oh, well, Job's friend did this and this, that, and another. A lot of people don't really know what the actual sin was, like where they actually go. Because a lot of what they're saying was right. Almost really everything that they said was right. It's just how they applied it.
Yeah, didn't they applied it to Job as if he was the one?
Yeah, that was making it seem like he was the
That's the only thing wrong. The things that they were saying were right things to say. It just didn't apply to Job.
No. They're looking at Job like, bro, you had to do something. Come
Exactly.
on.
Yeah, they keep he's just like, yo.
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
10:28.
10:28 is what we want? All right, so this is Hebrews chapter 10. Give me 27.
But a certain fearful looking of judgment and fire indignation which shall devour the adversaries.
Right?
He that despises Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses.
Right? So this is the punishment if you break the law. Yahushua said, well, I kept the law and I took the penalty, right, for you. So now what happens when you break Yahushua's commandment?
Of how much sore punishment suppose he be thought worthy who has trodden underfoot the Son of God and has counted the blood of the covenant where he was sanctified an unholy thing and has done despite unto the Spirit of grace. Right?
So he's trying to tell you, we're going to go back to 27. He's trying to tell you, he's saying, listen, the fire is going to burn you forever if you disobey. This is the judgment that's coming. Fire is going to burn you forever if you disobey Yahushua. Then he went on to say, remember, under Moses, 2 witnesses, your butt would be dead. The man took that penalty on for you. So how much worse, he trying to explain like, because he telling fire is going to burn you forever. Be like, ooh, that's hard. Because the worst thing we got so far is they gonna stone you. Right? That was the pinnacle of our penalty. That's the worst you can get. Right? They but gonna stone you. So he coming back now. He talking about no. They gonna burn you forever now. He's like, goodness gracious, that's hard. So now he trying to explain it. He like, well, the penalty under Moses was somebody stone you, and he took that penalty for you. How much worse you think it's gonna be is after he took that penalty, you don't even do what he say to avoid the penalty. That's why it's gonna be fire and brimstone. He's upping the penalty. He like, okay, I gave you a second chance. All I need you to do is make the payments to me now.
That's what he's saying. What he's saying that he's gonna require it of it, right? That's what he's talking about.
What you say?
When Moses.
Right. When Moses talking, he said
Him.
he's talking about it's gonna be a prophet
Like me.
Right. Yeah.
Grab Deuteronomy chapter 18. Whole thing connect. All of it darn connect.
18.
You talking about the law? These people read that and they get the law as at enmity with Yah.
So
Where do you get this stuff from? Like, what are you reading where you get the law as at enmity with Yah? That's not what the book say. Why you feel like you gotta acrobat and do the concordance and look up the Hebrew and the Greek word, all this stuff this man doing? I'm looking like, just read it.
So when people say, I'm glad I didn't live back in the Old Testament days, they don't know what they're talking about. Because Yahshua's covenant is much harsher if you don't do it.
Because you usually just die.
Yeah, that was it. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't burn forever back then. In the Old Testament, you know what I'm saying? God never said, I'm going to send you to hell if you know what I'm saying, kill somebody. He was just like, you'll be put to death. And that was it. And Yahushua came, he was like, all right, I got something else for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren like
What verse
unto
is that?
thee. 18.
This is verse 18. This is Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 18.
I will raise them up a prophet from among their brothers like unto you, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not listen unto the words which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him.
That got that. Right? That got that. The man that the Most High God sent, if you don't listen to his words, that thing gonna be required of you. The question is always, what are we required to do to be saved? The answer is most clear right there in the law. So the Hebrews are right when they say you gotta keep the law. They're right. That's what the law say. The law say you gotta listen to Yahushua.
That's why they asked him. They said, are you that prophet? When they asked, who they asked John that. They was like, are you that prophet? John was like, nah, I'm not.
Oh, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention. Sometimes it say a prophet, and some say that prophet.
Yeah.
Or the prophet. Right? It's specific. When they say that prophet or the prophet, they talking about this one.
Yeah, they were like, you that one that Moses was talking about? Are you that prophet?
We've been waiting for that the whole time. We looking like Joshua, this, that, another. Joshua took off his shoe. You know what I'm talking about? We knew it, like, oh, okay, it ain't Joshua. You know what I'm saying? It can't be Joshua.
And then Isaiah had to have the coals put on him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That boy wasn't clean.
Yeah, he had the coals put on him. What's his name? Zechariah had to have his garments taken off. Was it Zechariah? Or was that Yahushua, son of Joseph? Yeah, Joshua, the son of Joseph, they had to take his garments off.
All right, so we look at it all through the line. You got prophets that come. None of them with that prophet, though. John pop on the scene. That boy doing some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that might be the one.
That might be him.
John was like, nah, it wasn't me. Right? I was just in here to clear the way. That's all. It wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sure pop on the scene there like, yeah, you got him. You know what I'm saying? I'm your huckleberry. You know what I'm saying? What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? What you talking about? Let's get it. Right? And the man coming back. And when he coming back for vengeance. We got to be ready for it. The man come back. He not coming back here to play. He not coming back here to try to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, look, I'll tell you what.
They teach them
that's
so weak.
Oh, yeah, they teach. Oh, because, you know, you know, this is what they teach. You know, they teach a little, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Long hair, you know what I'm saying? Goldilocks.
No,
you know what I'm talking about?
I hear your mixtape, bro. That thing was out of line.
That thing super racist, not a lie. These people so darn disrespectful. I ain't never seen no people that take your darn God, change his whole color and likeness, put a whole bunch of white women angels around the man. You never heard of a white angel. You've never heard of a woman angel. Every angel they describe is black. Every time they open their mouth to describe an angel, they talking about his skin look like copper, look like beryl, look like... Every time they run their mouth to talk about an angel, that thing is black. And the only angel y'all got the sense to draw, although you shouldn't be drawing none of them, but since you did draw them, every one of them is white. Got darn baby angels. White angel. I said, these people, it's about the most disrespectful people I ever seen in my darn life. These people have no regard for anything holy. These people just, they just, goodness, great. But you know what? Who set it up that way? That's how he set it up. Grab, we about to get up out of here. We ain't even gonna get to Esther tonight. We just running our darn mouth tonight. Grab, what I want, TJ? Grab Deuteronomy chapter, what I want, 32? You gonna have to help me find it. Move me. That's what that is? Maybe I want 33 then? I think so. I'm trying to move me to jealousy. You move me to jealousy with the people.
Yeah, that's right.
What is it, 30, it might be 33, maybe 32? I'm thinking 32. Try 32. Give me 32. Give me, what's the last verse in 32?
52.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's 32.
It's 32 what I want? What verse?
32 and 21.
Give me 32. I wouldn't have guessed that. It's 30. Give me 32 and 20. Give 32 and 19.
And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they are a very forward generation, children whom is no faith. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God.
They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. Who set it up this way? Most High. You know why? Because we ran around, we just read all this stuff. We ran around disobeying him. Right? Remember we had all these kings on the wall? First king after the temple was who?
Jeroboam. Well, Rehoboam.
Solomon, right?
Okay.
After the temple?
Yep. First king after the temple.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I guess. Okay, so after the temple, who was our king?
After the temple was built. While the temple was built.
Yeah, after the temple was built, who was our king? Solomon. Okay. So then Solomon, when Solomon had it, what happened?
He got messed around with all them foreign women.
And then what happened?
He made gods for them women to sacrifice to.
Made gods in high places for the women. We moved them to jealousy for those things that are not gods. Okay, then as a result of that, then the kingdom was ripped from his son, whose name what? Who remember his name?
Rehoboam.
Rehoboam, right? It was ripped from him and given to who? Jeroboam. Jeroboam set up two places, one in the north, one in the south, one in Dan and one in Bethel. Right? And he named, and what did he set up?
Golden calf.
He set up golden calves. Who started the golden calf?
TJ, who started the golden calf?
In the wilderness. Aaron, that's right. Remember Aaron? He took all the what of the people?
All the jewelry, all the gold.
All the earrings, all the jewelry. Melted it down and made golden calves. Jeroboam looked back at that offense and he said, oh, I'll make golden calves for the people and that's what they'll worship instead of God. And that continued our entire history in our land. Almost as soon as we started to get stuff established, in terms of the temple and getting the kingdom going, even before that though, we were serving other gods. Remember in Judges, right? The man had a teraphim. Teraphim?
Yeah, I think so.
Right? He had a idol. He set that thing up, and he is worshiping the Most High God with it, with the idol. Anybody could be a priest. Nothing different when Jeroboam came. Jeroboam wasn't making nothing new. Jeroboam was just trying to establish something that was already in the land. Right? As a king. We moved him to jealousy with things that were not God's. Watch what happened next.
They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people.
So we are moved to jealousy now with people who are not the people. He set it up like this. This is his way of saying, ha,
How's it feel?
I win.
I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
And the cold part is, he called them stupid when he did it. The man's in there like, these Jewish people stupid. I'm going to get y'all with they dumb butts. I'm gonna let them outsmart y'all. These people are dumb as all of them. They call me an anti-Semite saying that. That don't make no darn shit. I'm a Semite.
Yeah, they're not even.
They not even darn Shemites.
They not.
They Ashkenaz.
Yeah.
They but enslaved the actual Semites. And I'm an anti-Semite for talking about them.
It's crazy, right?
He gonna move us to jealousy for people that not even the people. We looking at them like, man, y'all stupid. Guess who really stupid? We sit here letting people call us anti-Semite, and we the ones that Semites. And they not. Guess who really stupid? He's I'm gonna move you to jealousy with a foolish people. They ain't even a people.
Where did anti-Semite come from? Like,
It's just basically saying you anti-descendants of Shem.
yeah, but like, who else? Who? They don't even know who a descendant of Shem is. Like, let's just say, you know what I'm saying? Somebody call you anti-Semite, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's say you're not talking about the fake Jews. You know what I'm saying? Who else fit in that category? You know what I'm saying? Do they ever use that term when they're not talking about the fake Jews?
No, the only ones that they would identify as descendants of Shem is people that come from Judah. And the people they think came from Judah, they've been convinced come from Judah, are white people. That's
So why
Jewish.
would they even go there? Why would they just say you anti-Jewish?
People don't make no darn sense.
like
You
who
wanna know
else,
what happened?
who else is a Shemite that you want to protect?
You want to know what happened?
What?
They learned the language, right? They learned our language, and they got excited. They like, oh, there's a new word, anti-Semite. That thing sound nice and bright. That thing flow real nice. And they're like, all right, let's go.
It's like, who else is a Shemite you want to protect? You know what I'm saying?
They don't know the history.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, they don't care.
Honestly, though, some of these people do know the darn history.
Back on.
I was looking at some of these Jewish people talk. Some of them do know the darn history. I was like, yeah, you know what you're talking about. I was like, yo, but know who we are.
Yeah, the ones that really do the research.
There's a red-haired one, man. That boy, he know exactly who we are. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm not going for this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It don't matter a darn time. I'm gonna wait it out. We gotta do more. I'm jealous. Me personally, I'm jealous. A lot of these people ain't jealous because they don't know who they are. I'm jealous. But watch when Most High God reveal it. Every one of us gonna be jealous. Gotta do that with a foolish people, he said. Grab Genesis chapter 10 real quick. Daniel, I need your help on this one.
Okay.
You got a Bible app that can look up the Hebrew words?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
All right. Watch it. Real quick, and then we get up out of here. Watch it. Give me Hebrews chapter 10. Genesis chapter 10. Go ahead and start at the beginning for me, verse 1.
Now these are the generations of the son of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Unto them were sons born after the flood.
Mm-hmm.
The sons of Japheth were Gomer, Magog, and Madai, Yavon, and Tubal, Meshach, and Tiras.
Mm-hmm.
And the sons of Gomer was Ashkenaz.
Was who?
Ashkenaz.
What do these people call themselves?
Ashkenaz.
And these are the descendants of who?
Japheth.
Okay. Go back to chapter 9 for me.
Chapter 9.
Mm-hmm.
What verse?
Give me verse, Give me verse, what verse I want.
Oh, 27?
Yeah, 27. Give me verse 27.
God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant.
So God shall enlarge Japheth, And Japheth is going to live in the tents of Shem. Who was descendant of Japheth?
Ashkenaz.
And they call themselves what?
Ashkenazi.
So they call themselves Ashkenazi Jews, descendants of Japheth. Japheth said that he's going to dwell in the tents of Shem. Who's descendants of Shem?
Hebrew.
Hebrews. So we Hebrews, descendants of Shem, they dwell in our tents, in our land. They call themselves Ashkenazi Jews. Ashkenaz is a descendant of Japheth. And the books say that he was going to dwell in our tents. Right there in the book, right? So then, the word, read it for me again, verse 27.
God shall enlarge.
So
Jacob.
right there, enlarge, that word. I'm going to read the meaning of this word, or not the meaning, the ways that this word has been translated. All right? So here it says enlarge. This is the only time it's translated as enlarge. Every other time this word is translated, it's something like this. Enticed, deceived, gullible, persuade, seduce, deceive, persuaded, deceive, simple-minded, open-minded, naive. Man, okay, right, so you look at all of those are all the ways. One time it's quoted, it's translated as enlarged. The other time, it all got something to do with being deceived, being tricked, being simple-minded, being naive. What is that telling you? He moved us to jealousy with what kind of people?
Foolish nation.
A foolish, naive, deceivable, gullible nation. You can't make this stuff up. Everything is laid out right there in the book. You cannot make this stuff up. All right? I'm about to go whoop a kid. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get up out of here. Any questions? All right. Let's pray out.